Hi everyone, a very good morning and welcome to this episode of Transform. This is a daily series that I run on the DAMS platform as well as on the YouTube, where me and Dr. Iti we talk about a very important aspect of your career. And today I am handling a very important topic which I believe is very important for my own life. Recently, I was reading a word in English called as Nadir. I read it in medicine with respect to chemotherapy. I'll explain to you whenever you are getting chemotherapy to a patient, there comes a point where your WBC count or your neutrophil count goes to the lowest and then it starts recovering. That's called as the Nadir point or the lowest most point. And I'm sure you have heard of it before. So I thought if you've not heard of it, I'll just give you a quick definition. So what is Nadir? Nadir means the lowest point in the fortune of a person or an organization. Okay. So I thought, today we'll talk about Nadir point. In our life, in our careers, there will be many times where you'll hit the rock bottom. I want you to let me know in the comment box or in the chat box. Have you ever encountered a position in your life जहां पे जाके लगा इससे नीचे नहीं हो सकता? So there is something called as the highest point, zenith, or the lowest point called as the nadir. So can you tell me, अभी अपनी जिंदगी में कभी ऐसा आया कि इससे नीचे कभी नहीं जा सकते, इसके नीचे हो ही नहीं सकता, मैं जिंदगी का रॉक बॉटम आ गया, whatever I tried, whatever I was working on, everything has collapsed. Your ranks have collapsed, your business has collapsed, your personal relationships break up हो गया, जिंदगी में ऐसा लगा कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. Okay, and many times you find this another point in your life. I can see Srishti, Vishal, a lot of people agreeing to this. And I would want you to, be a little bit more elaborate in your comments so that I can help you further. But my suggestion to you is, okay, every rock bottom point that you reach is an opportunity to be the hero. All the movies that you've seen, all the stories that you've read about are stories about people who hit the rock bottom, then make a comeback. Today I'll talk about it, how to do it step by step manner. First step number one, identify. The step number one is always to identify that you are at the rock bottom. Now, how will you identify that you are at the rock bottom? Tell me. You have to tell yourself that, okay, now, because sometimes we live in a fool's paradise that, oh, even if you're at the rock bottom, we keep saying, nahi, sab theek chal raha hai, sab theek hi hai, sab theek. You have to understand, abhi sab galat ho chuka hai, we are at the rock bottom, identify, and then acknowledge it is a phase in our life. I want all of you to repeat after me. Once you are at the rock bottom in your life, you have to tell yourself, ये एक phase है, ये pass हो जाएगा. Remember the movie, वो याद है अपने 3 idiots में, all is well. You need to tell yourself कि ये एक phase है, it's a phase, it will pass. So in my career, in my life, I've seen multiple phases when we have hit the rock bottom as an organization, as a person, in relationship, in family. I've seen that, it comes in everybody's life that you hit the rock bottom. How do you make a comeback? Number one is recognize that you are at the rock bottom of your life. कभी कभी ना we are just hiding behind the words. We are saying सब ठीक है, कुछ है नहीं, कुछ खराब नहीं, जबकि you are at the bottom. Recognize and accept it is a phase. Good times don't last, bad times don't last. So if it is a bad time, वो भी निकलेगा, good time भी निकलेगा, ठीक है कि नहीं? Then I want you to understand what not to do at that point. Don't take impulsive decisions when you are at the rock bottom. Many times when we are at the rock bottom, we become more reactive. The amygdala becomes the most important part of my brain and starts to do reactive decisions. इसको हटा दो, इसको निकाल दो, ये नहीं चाहिए, इसको तो फायर कर देते हैं, ये करियर ही छोड़ देते हैं, मैं तो एग्जाम ही नहीं दे रहा, मैं तो फॉर्म ही नहीं भर रहा. You understand? You've done all of this. So make sure that you don't do reactive, impulsive decisions at that point. That is the point number 2. Point number 3 is, whenever you are at the rock bottom, you will find people who will come and tell you कि तू तो बहुत अच्छा है, you're very good, it should not happen to you. शुरू में ना अच्छा लगता है, suppose you hit a rock bottom and you find someone who comes to you and tells you कि नहीं यार तेरे साथ नहीं होना चाहिए, अच्छा लगता है, you feel good about it. But these sugar coated words, ultimately they start becoming a habit of self pity. So when I'm at the rock bottom, you start getting that habit. वो habit हो जाती है कि यार कोई ना कोई आके बोलता रहे कि यार तेरे साथ नहीं होना चाहिए था, it should not happen to you यार, बहुत खराब हो गया यार, कोविड आ गया यार, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था यार. You understand? And what happens is you start liking it. there is a part of my brain which is happy with sympathy, and then all those things come. ये शुरू में ठीक है, but it should not become a habit. So point number 3 is you need to understand who is your true friend. Many times when we are at the rock bottom, the friend who is my true friend will tell me कि boss काम कर ले, नहीं हो पाएगा नहीं तो. But bitter लगती है बात, and we start getting to talking to people who are more who fuel my self pity, and I start inviting them more, and the whole day is going on loathing, and is going on talking about self pity. हर पूरा दिन एक ही काम हो रहा है कि यार होना नहीं चाहिए था, तेरे साथ होना चाहिए, तू तो बहुत अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं, तुझे बाहर तो आना है. We have to come out of that bottom point. So point number 1 is identify that you are at the rock bottom. Okay. Point number 2 is don't take impulsive reactive decisions at that point. Number 3, seek help from people who matter. Now the bottom thumb rule that I follow is when I'm at the rock bottom, I seek advices from people who are invested into my life. For example, when you talk about your exam, suppose you are at the rock bottom of your exam, ठीक है ना, अपने rock bottom पे, तो अब समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. सौम्या has asked this question also. Sir, I am at the rock bottom of my preparation. ठीक है, अब सोच के देखते हैं. अब तू लाइब्रेरी में गया और एक बच्चा मिला, वो कह रहा है यार तेरे साथ नहीं होना चाहिए, तेरे तो क्वेश्चन और ठीक होने चाहिए. But that is not, it's sugar coating. It's not going to help. You need a mentor. You need to follow your teachers who are invested into your life, or you need to talk to your parents or someone जिसको फर्क पड़ता है आपकी हार या जीत से. हर रैंडम आदमी के एडवाइस को हम नहीं मानेंगे. We will not seek sugar coated words. We will seek advice from people who are truly invested into my life, and I try to listen without prejudice. कभी-कभी क्या होता है ना, वो कोई हमें एडवाइस दे रहा है, हम उसको सुनना ही नहीं चाहते, हम इको चैम्बर सीक कर रहे होते हैं. So very important is to seek the right support from your mentors, from your true friends, from your family, जो truly matter करता है, जो सच में आपके अंदर इन्वेस्टेड है, उसकी बात सुननी पड़ेगी हमें. और take it with a pinch of salt as well. Sometimes although we would always say the family is my best wisher, but sometimes parental advices are sometimes guarded by safety. मतलब अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं यहाँ से रॉक बॉटम से वापस जाके मैं टॉप पे जा सकता हूँ, बट at that time sometimes your parents will say नहीं यार नौकरी तो लगा ले यार तू. So you have to find out from all the advices, then create your own set of rules that okay, this is what I will do now at the bottom. Now we have to reflect. At that time you have to reflect, and then also you need to find out what are the things that I can control, what are the things that I cannot control. I'll help you. Okay, I'll help you that suppose I'm at the rock bottom of my GT scores, like I see a bacha saying sir mera grand test ka score kharab aa gaya. Okay, so what is it that you can control, what is it that you cannot control at all situation. Now every time an exam date is announced, there will be things like jaldi aa gayi date, late ho gayi, but these are not totally in my individual control. Maybe at the organization level, but not in my individual control कि exam कब होगा, कहाँ होगा. There are things beyond my control. या फिर pandemic आ गया, colleges में lockdown हो गया. There are things which are beyond my control. So I have to now identify things that you can control. Out of those things that you can control, like for example, अब जैसे आपने बोला आपका score अच्छा नहीं आ रहा, so you need to find that okay, these are the subjects that I am weak at. The method that I follow to come out of the Nadir is I follow the low hanging fruit method. I focus on the lowest hanging fruit. मतलब suppose 5 subject मेरे weak हैं. Try to understand. So if my 5 subjects are weak, in that 5 एक है suppose dermatology. It's a low hanging fruit. I know 2 days, 3 days of work in a short subject using the DAMS DVT or the rapid revision notes, I can cover it up. So I find a low hanging fruit. I kill it. Then I give the test. उसको जीतना है मुझे. I accumulate that small victory. Because when you are at the bottom, it is not just the career which is at the bottom. Your confidence is also at the bottom. जब नादिर पॉइंट आता है ना, कॉन्फिडेंस खत्म हो जाता है. कॉन्फिडेंस को वापस लाना है. कैसे लेके आएंगे? Accumulate small victories. So what I do is you reflect upon, find out what you can control, what you cannot control. In the things that you can control, I focus on the low hanging fruits so that I can accumulate some small victories and get my confidence back. Okay, and also at that time it is also important to limit the damage. At the Nadir point, I don't take high risk decisions. I focus on the salvageable decisions more. You try to understand. Suppose you are at the lowermost point in your career. Okay, At that point, you're thinking, नहीं यार, I will try another thing. अभी जिसके लिए पढ़ रहे थे वो आपने छोड़ के कोई नया एग्जाम की तैयारी शुरू कर दी. It's again a risky behavior. अभी जिसके लिए पढ़ रहे थे, it's better to focus on that for next 2-3 months and kill the exam. For example, अभी NEET PG आ रहा है. You hit the rock bottom with your grand test, and now you're like कि नहीं यार, इसका rock bottom आ गया. अभी छोड़ते हैं, मैं USMLE करता हूँ. So don't take impulsive, risky decisions at the rock bottom. Let it settle in. सोच लेंगे आराम से, हो सकता है अमेरिका जाना बाद में चलेंगे, लेकिन आज लोएस्ट पॉइंट पे डिसाइड नहीं करेंगे. Okay, and so if I once again tell you this is my playbook, this is what I follow. In जिंदगी में ना उतार चढ़ाव आएंगे, and we need to know that how to handle the peak. I'll talk about it in another lecture or another session, how to handle the peak. जब जीत रहे हो ना, सबसे ऊपर हो, तो क्या करना है वो बताऊंगा, लेकिन आज बताना चाहता हूँ जब बॉटम पे हो तो क्या करना है. पहला, okay, identify, acknowledge that I'm at my rock bottom. Don't hide behind the words कि सब ठीक चल रहा है. Don't hide it. Acknowledge. Don't take impulsive decisions. Don't take high risk decisions at that time. Okay. Try to find right support. Don't seek sugar coated sympathy words. Avoid self pity. It is very important. Otherwise, it will become a habit. हमारी आदत पड़ जाएगी कि हम इसी में चले जाएं. Then find the things that you can control. Out of the things that you can control, find the lowest hanging fruits first, then start winning them. Accumulate small victories. Get your confidence back. Once you're confident that now I can hit back, you will now see the curve turning. होता है ना, एक बार बॉटम आता है, फिर टर्न बैक आना शुरू होता है. एक पॉइंट आएगा जब उसके बाद उसका tipping point आ जाएगा. At that tipping point, hit the pedal. Now you work so hard because you are so confident and you will make it, and then you will create a story which will be massive. एक ऐसी कहानी बनेगी जो massive होगी, जो कि सब सुनना चाहते होंगे, because it's an underdog, it's a guy who lost everything, came back. वो कहानी तो सब सुनना चाहते हैं. उस कहानी को फिर आप शेयर करोगे. That is the end point. Don't stop after winning. When you come back from another point, then you win big. You don't stop after that. उसमें रुकना नहीं है. अब कहानी शेयर करनी, और लोग को बताना. And then when you inspire other people, okay? When you inspire other people, that is when you start, building the legacy. और उसके बाद ना, once you do it once, you become very confident. आपके चेहरे पे, आपके काम करने के तरीके में, आपकी बात में वो दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा. Because now you are a person who has made a comeback from the lowest point. अब आपको डर नहीं लगेगा. You know it now. You know कि अब अपन जीत सकते हैं. एग्जाम में, लाइफ में, बिजनेस में, हर जगह, जहां पे भी हो. ये गारंटी कह रहा हूं कि पीक्स भी आएंगी, बॉटम्स भी आएंगे. बोथ ऑफ देम विल हैपन. पीक को कैसे हैंडल करना है अलग से बात करेंगे, क्योंकि वो भी हर किसी को नहीं आता. अलग से बात करेंगे, लेकिन आज बात कर रहे हैं बॉटम को कैसे हैंडल करना है. सो आई होप दिस गिव यू द एंटायर आइडिया. यू आइडेंटिफाई, you introspect, you don't take impulsive decisions, you don't take high risk decisions when you're at the bottom. Reflect, find what you can control, focus on the low hanging fruits, accumulate small wins, get your confidence back. Once you're confident, press the pedal, win it big, come back to tell your story once to close the circle. I hope this mail gave you the sense that you seek, and I saw many of these students were sending me messages कि sir, I'm at my rock bottom of my preparation, what to do, can I come back to the top? I want you all to promise me in the chat box, sir, even if I am at my rock bottom, I want you to write in the chat box, I will come back. I will come back in a big way, and sir, I will tell you my story. मैं वापस आऊंगा कहानी के साथ. Can you tell me this in the comment box? I want you to tell me, I will come back. I will come back with a story to tell, share with the world. And I promise you, I'll give you the stage. On this channel, I'll call you here and we'll talk about it. But can you promise me that I will make a comeback? So once you do this subtle promise, you do this promise to yourself, you will make a comeback. You have to tell yourself, ये rock bottom मैं नहीं हूँ. You have to tell yourself, this is not me. ये जो end point है, ये मैं नहीं हूँ. ये जो marks आ रहे हैं, ये मैं नहीं हूँ. I am bigger than that. I am better than that. And you have to promise me that I will come back. I will come back. Are you agreeing? Yes. And I'm happy that I could motivate you in the morning, and we will again meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Transform session on the DAMS Daily YouTube channel, as well as on the DAMS eMedicus platform. I wish you all the best and have a great day ahead.